Well everyone, it looks like as of today, Multiversus has officially shut down. This is a bit of a bittersweet topic for me because I was really optimistic for this game and it seems like everything went wrong in the worst way possible. Warner Brothers Entertainment has so many different IPs and franchises, and being able to combine that gigantic library of characters into one good fighting game, it's an idea that you can't really think would go wrong, but it did. And that's not me calling Multiversus fully bad, because it actually brought a lot of cool things to the table. The emphasis on 2v2 combat, and I know 2v2 isn't a thing exclusive to Multiversus, you can obviously play doubles in other fighting games, but Multiversus had a big emphasis on it, and that was pretty much like a core part of the game. And there's also the perk system. Every character had their own, and they could interact with other characters in so many different ways. It brought so many good ideas. There was a mix of bad monetization, corporate greed, unstable servers, inconsistent updates, just weird decisions, and gameplay changes that really went downhill. And I'm saying this as someone who's been playing since the closed alpha. Back when there was a giant code plastered on the screen that would reveal my identity to the Warner Bros. Ninjas if I leaked the game in any capacity. And I would like to iterate that I did not do that. And as much as I hate to say it, I feel like the closed alpha to the open beta time period was the most fun I've ever had with the game. And yeah, ever since that relaunch, everything felt slower, more off, characters died easier, and just a lot more bugs came into the fray. I tried to give it more time, but overall I just came to the consensus that this game just wasn't for me anymore. I did love like the idea of the Rift mode, where there were like different stories with the characters and you can do different challenges like mini games and just regular battles with a storyline to it. But even that mode wasn't safe from greed. Sometimes levels were locked behind certain characters, and if you didn't have that character, you couldn't play that level, which I guess makes sense in a way. But sometimes it was bad to the point where even levels were locked behind specific costumes. So if you didn't have Bugs Bunny inside of a Joker t-shirt or something, that level would not be available to play, even if you had Bugs unlocked with other costumes. And also at one point, if you wanted to revive yourself during a run, it cost an insane amount of Gleamium. Now, they backtracked on a few of these decisions, you know, I believe they got rid of like the costume locked levels or whatever, but yeah, it's ridiculous that some of this stuff was even thought about in the first place. So many things went wrong, and you know, I tried to make a series on it myself, but I just couldn't come back to the game anymore. It just felt like so many things got worse. And also, the roster has a bit of an odd lineup in a way. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's also missing some notable Warner Brothers mascots like Scooby-Doo and, you know, Daffy Duck. I feel like those are obvious character choices that probably would have made the rounds if the game went on longer, but I don't know. Some characters make sense, some of them don't. Some are funny options and add-ons, which I don't mind. But yeah, it feels like this roster is kind of a unfortunate way to end off on. I don't want to crap on anyone who, you know, develops this game or anybody who's worked on it. You guys clearly had passion put into this, and you guys did bring some great ideas. It's just a shame that the game, you know, kind of had to take a turn for the worse, and I really wish everyone who's been laid off this, because I heard Warner Brothers was doing like a lot of shutdowns and layoffs with their game studios and all that. I'm hoping that everyone who's worked on the game is able to find a new job somewhere soon. It's a pretty bad look for the industry at the moment, not just with Warner Brothers, but just in general. I'm hoping all these characters and, you know, franchises can get another shot at the platform fighter genre at some point. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but I'm really hoping that, you know, they can re-explore this idea again, but execute it in a much better fashion. You know, ever since I first saw this game, I thought it looked great, but the moment I heard it was free to play, that's when the skepticism for me kind of started a little bit. Like, I think the game looked great, but in my mind, I always had like this bad feeling that the fact that it's free to play can either make or break this game, because at face value, it's very attractive. Of course, a free game is going to be, you know, a good thing for a lot of people, but the way things are executed, I don't know, it feels like a lot of things could be a bit too grindy and just monetized in the worst way possible, and unfortunately, that happened. So I don't really have much to say really. You can play the game still if you have it downloaded, and I think you keep all the cosmetics you've unlocked. I honestly wish they just let you just have everything since they're not going to bother with the game anymore, but you know. There are a few revival projects in the works. I've heard of Multiversus Infinite, and I think there's another revival coming out. You can check those projects out. I'll put links in the description. Support those projects if you'd like. If you want to play any other platform fighters, there are still options out there. You know, Rivals 2, I hear, is pretty good, but also kind of mixed reception. I don't really know for sure. And there's also Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I've already said a lot of good things about this game, and I do think that it's really good. And I think it's quite underrated. So if you haven't played it already, I consider giving it a shot. It goes on sale pretty often, and if you're a bit skeptical on it, I assure you it's a great game, and they fixed a lot of the problems that the first game had. And it still has a dedicated, welcoming community. It may not be the biggest, but I'd rather have a game with the community than one without one at all. And plus there's tournaments and crossplay, so there's a lot of perks to playing it. So that's pretty much all I really have to say for this video. I'm really disappointed that the game had to end like this. I just really wish everything went better for the game, and to anyone who really loved Multiverses who are upset that the game went out like this, I'm very sorry for you, and I hope that you're able to, you know, enjoy the game with the revival projects and all that, and I'm hoping that you guys feel a lot better soon. It's really disappointing on all ends, and I just hope the best for you all. So anyway, I'm gonna end the video now. If you have anything you want to say about the game itself, your thoughts on it, what characters you wish were in it, feel free to comment out down below, and I will see y'all in a future video. Goodbye.